here today, you are the reason the platform exists. Your commitment to growth and excellence is what drives the impact you seek to create. As we officially declare the images executive option report 0 open, I am confident that today will mark the beginning of a new idea, stronger collaboration, and renewed commitment towards
the continuation of the executive talk show platform 3.0. And as you know, our team is equipping people and organizations to unleash sustained performance.
Yes.
All right. As we get ready to enter another session, of speaking, where we'll be hosting our distinguished guest speaker for this event. Before he comes up, of course, we expect to have a video introduction, which we really hope would have a voice when it starts, but still hold on it. Once we're ready, I'll key you in. I wanted to say that let's be reminded of our housekeeping rules. Let's have always working down those middle eye because of the camera. It's a live streamed event. Our convenience is still at the back of this auditorium, and of course the exits are to your left or right, and of course you could use the back setting to exit, as it were. May I recognize our VVIPs and our VIPs who have been here even from the start of this meeting. Some of them actually did get here before even a sizable number of us were in this room. Please, as I mentioned their names, I would like you to give them a round of applause. And then, of course, I would also recognize our distinguished guest speaker who just joined us, a few minutes ago. Please give it up for our keynote speaker who did an amazing job that I was not able to really even comment so much on because my note was so full. And, that word of John Kennedy, JF Kennedy, kept ringing in my mind about the fact that you cannot just separate leadership from learning. It's been so much learning, which I believe we could use to influence our world. So Professor Ademola Adedipe, thank you for coming again. Please, a round of applause for him. And of course, we also recognize his team. I'm not sure whether they are still around. Okay, yes, please put your hands together for his team. Thank you very much for being here. Then also, I have Mrs. Ugochi Osai. A round of applause for her. She's been here. And, we appreciate your commitment and your patience. Mr. Pascal DK, thank you. A round of applause for him, please. Please don't be tired of, someday they're going to be clapping for you too. And then we have Mr. Ibrahim Tiamiyu. A round of applause for him too. Thank you very much. And of course, more recently joining us, like I said a few minutes ago, and of course he's going to be coming up stage soon after his video introduction, is Dr. Niyi Adesanya. And really, there's so much to say about Dr. Niyi Adesanya. But then I don't have the time, so I'm going to keep it brief and allow the video introduction to do it. But for the little time I have, I would just say that he's a multi-dimensional person, a cross-sector, who has cross-sector reach from corporates to governments to entrepreneurial ecosystems. His broad influence and footprints can be felt, in building structures, shaping leadership thinking, and consistently driving performance outcome at scale. I'm sure the video introduction will say more. But if you've heard about the organization called Fifth Gear, plus Dr. Niyi Adesanya is the founder of the helpsman of the same. So I can be sure, we started with a professor, body of knowledge. Now we have a doctor, PhD, by the way. Oh, it's not PhD, honorary. Oh, okay. Doctor. Well, of course, like Prof mentioned in the course of his presentation, when we were talking about issues, he was talking about title issues. He said, of course, there are people who are given honorary doctors because of the level of their contribution to the body of knowledge. And of course, that is what merits the doctorate of Mr. Niyi Adesanya, so that I don't talk tautology here. Video introduction, please. Media, are you ready? After the video introduction, I'll welcome him, and please, I want us to celebrate him and, be prepared to get the best out of this session. Thank you.
Boyan within the African consulting landscape, renowned for his transformative impact on organizational development and leadership strategies, with a profound commitment to growth and innovation. Niyi's unparalleled insights have earned him a well-deserved reputation as a trusted advisor to CEOs, C-suite executives, and seasoned professionals across various sectors, helping them navigate their business re-engineering process. He is an unrivaled and renowned performance strategist and speaker with strong business acumen. His business and life coaching platform has helped business owners across various sectors cut through the complexities of today's rapidly changing business environment using his innovative MACE procedure template that he developed from his years of leadership management practice. An offshoot of these engagements with the business owners has yielded between 63% to 313% increase in their bottom line. Beyond the boardroom, his influence reverberates on a global scale through his captivating keynote addresses. His eloquence and insights captivate audiences, making him a sought-after speaker who inspires and empowers listeners to catalyze change in their sphere. Niyi's profound contributions are exemplified by his commitment to nurturing leadership excellence. His flagship program, the Niyi Adesanya Leadership Bootcamp, Africa's premier leadership pilgrimage, draws luminaries and industry leaders from around the world through immersive experiences and practical tools. Participants delve into the depths of leadership teachings, emerging as agents of transformation in society.
Niyi Adesanya is the CEO of Fifth Gear Plus, a consulting, recruiting, and publishing firm with clients including at least one of the top 3 organizations in major sectors of the economy. With much insight and depth, provides expertise consultancy while chairing strategic sessions aimed at helping these organizations optimize their corporate potential. He was awarded Nigeria's Foremost Performance Strategist Middle East Africa Business Award, Leadership Coach of the Year by Top 10 Magazine, and awarded the African Prize for Leadership Excellence. He is a doctoral fellow of the Institute of Leadership Assessment and Development and accredited member of International Council of ILAD. He was issued a certificate of honor as the Personality of the Year by African Advancement Forum. He is also an esteemed facilitator at the renowned Daystar Leadership Academy in Nigeria, a nonprofit institution dedicated to leadership and management development, with a legacy of over 50,000 graduates since its inception in 2002. His literary contributions further fortify his legacy as the author of 6 compelling books on public speaking, leadership, and peak performance. He imparts wisdom that transcends pages, igniting transformation in individuals and organizations alike. Multifaceted roles as an advisor, author, speaker, and board member epitomize his holistic approach to driving a centenary change in the corporate landscape. He is also the chairman, board of trustees of the Niyi Adesanya Foundation, a non-governmental organization with the vision to raise empowered Africans full of hope and confidence, catalyzing positive change across the continent. Images are proud to present Niyi Adesanya.
With a rousing welcome, let us welcome Dr. Niyi Adesanya as our distinguished guest speaker.
Thank you. Okay, good afternoon. Am I right? Is the afternoon all right? Yeah, good afternoon, Your Excellencies. It's so good to be here. But let me even quickly address something. I don't know why people always put the title of doctor across my name. I have shouted and shouted and shouted, but they won't listen. I guess we're in a country where title becomes so paramount. I do not believe that once you're given an honorary title, you should put it and compare yourself with people who really studied for it. So when you see my own publicity, you will never see Dr. Niyi Adesanya there. You will see Niyi Adesanya. And I guess people find it hard to call Niyi Adesanya, so they want to put a title to it. I have other titles that you can put. Number one, I'm an ordained pastor. So you can put pastor. Now, if you feel that the thing is religious, that you don't want to put pastor, I'm a prince from Shagam. You can put prince. I'm from the Leon ruling family in Shagam, the Abejoye clan. So you can put prince. I qualify for that. By birth, I'm a blue blood. If you find it hard to put any of those, just put Mr. Because I always cringe when people use the doctor, and it's not necessary. It's not necessary. And then you now make me start competing with a professor. You now start gauging his presentation and my own presentation. And say, why did they call him doctor in the first place? Anyway, it's good to be here. I'm going to face some few challenges because, not few, one, but I'll pull through it. While I was coming, I didn't get the proper brief. I thought I was going to talk to CEOs. But I know we have CEOs in the making. CEOs in the making here. So I don't teach you something that will make you resign your appointment tomorrow. So I will try and see if I can rejig my presentation today and see how I can just speak to the people who are here and also put it into consideration that some people are CEOs also here. And Prof, thank you. My very good friend Pascal, thank you. We've come a long way, and his beautiful wife. We've been jamming ourselves at different places. Has he spoken? Has Pascal spoken? I know you need to wait and listen to it. He's an encyclopedia of knowledge. You need to listen to it. So quickly, this is what we do. My slide seems to be a little bit out of tune with the people who are here. But definitely we're talking about performance. Am I right? And every organization wants to perform. Every organization wants to hit the target. But most of the time, the mistake we make is that we always want to hit our target in 12 months or in 24 months. We don't have the long-term perspective to things. In as much as we plan long-term and we break it down to short-term goals, but anybody who has the long-term perspective is always better when it comes to organizational planning than somebody who has a short-term goal. And there's something called the law of time perspective. It means that the longer you put into consideration when you are planning, the better you are than somebody who put a shorter time into consideration. So somebody who's planning 50 years is way better than somebody who's planning 5 years. Somebody who's planning 100 years that probably you will not even live in. No, not probably. You would not even live in it. Is better prepared than somebody who's planning 10 years or 1 year. Why? Because when you're planning 100 years, you're already planning succession. When you're planning 100 years, you're already looking at the child yet unborn, the kind of education the guy needs to go through for them to be able to lead the organization you're trying to build in 100 years. And I got this from the Dubai Emirates. I mean, they are planning 100 years. Even the man that is planning 100 years is almost 80. He's using a walking stick. He knows he can never be alive. He knows even his son may not even be alive at that 100 years. That's the crown prince. Not even his grandson probably will not be alive that 100 years, but yet they are still planning 100 years. And you can see how the progress that they are achieving there is mind-blowing. Now, let's say this, that look, the first thing, when it comes to performance and individual performance right now, before I share a formula with you, there's some things that you need to look out for. First, do you have the skills necessary? The skills necessary. And then you must pay attention to that. You must acquire a skill. Now, I know all of us are trying to, I guess some people were trying to go to coding some 2-3 years ago. When COVID happened, they said everybody should go coding. You know, coding is useless like that. There's nothing about your coding. AI has rendered all your coding useless right now, because some of us don't even know how to code. We just need to AI it, and then we are good to go. And we even get it better than you. So that tells you something, that if you move with the dictate of the season, you will not probably be prepared for the next season. When the trends that are happening right now are the things that you're judging your career with, by the time the trend comes and goes, you may be an endangered species. So that's why Jim Rohn said, don't work hard on your job, but work hard on yourself. In other words, as an accountant, it is not expected, if you really want to succeed and get better in your career, to work hard on being an accountant. Rather, work hard on being an exceptional individual. Once you work hard on becoming an exceptional individual, you will automatically become an exceptional accountant. I hope you believe that. Because sometimes, you're doing accounting, and then we have accountant, and probably we have even AI that can even make your accounting position obsolete. So what happens? That will have to let you go. But if you have developed yourself as an individual, and then even when we say, okay, we don't need 10 people again in accounting, we need 2. And because you have been an exceptional individual, we can say, okay, because this person has become an exceptional individual, this person can be useful in marketing because he has developed his or her social skill. Are we together on that? He has developed his or her social skill, so this guy or this lady could be more relevant at that angle. Are we together here? So skills is very important. That's the first step. After your skills, then the next thing you need to start thinking about on developing is what we call your self-leadership. Your self-leadership. Forget about my slide. Don't even open it. It could be tempting for the CEOs when they see my slide that we need to go into that slide. Self-leadership. And when we talk about self-leadership, as somebody who wants to really grow in your career, you must realize that self-leadership has 3 angles to it. First, self-mastery. Second, business mastery. And the third is relationship mastery. Self-mastery, business mastery, relationship mastery. What do I mean by business mastery? No matter who you are as an individual, you have the skills. But you must understand the business that you're in. For instance, I'm not IT, I won't say I'm not IT inclined, but I don't like IT, I don't like gadgets. But if I find myself as a board member or as the CEO of an IT company, my job is now to sit down, probably with the professionals who are there, and I must understand the business of IT. And I must master it. Failure to master it, I will fail woefully. Because sometimes I can say I have the leadership skills to be able to move 2 or 3 people, or 10, 15 people to do something, but that can only help me for a little while. By the time they start speaking the corporate language, like we call corporate jargon sometimes, I will be found one thing. When COVID happened, we were told that it's the internet of a new thing, blah, 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 like that. And then some of us who were very slow in learning. So we knew that the only way out for us is for us, whenever we're having our meeting, we ensure that somebody who is IT inclined is in the meeting. He may not be a board member, he may not be a top management person, but he has to sit down at that meeting to observe. Because sometimes when I tell my sister something, I whisper to her, by the time it gets to professor, it will change. So when you're discussing what we're discussing and there's no IT person there, it's very likely when they get down to the person, it may be different from all the things that we have said. And again, the person will not even feel the passion with which we said it at the meeting. So sit down there. And then this bloody guy, very interesting guy, very intelligent guy, whenever we're talking back and forth those days, they would just say that, the algorithm does not support what you're saying. Algorithm. And he was using that word algorithm. I had to go and study algorithm because this guy is kind of using this algorithm to shut our mouth. And there's something weakness that I have, which is a strength. I listen to professionals. I listen to. If you're a Christian, you understand that. When you look at the story of Esther, Esther won the beauty pageant because she listened to the professional. Every other person did whatever they wanted to do. She said, no, she's not going to do it. The eunuch, tell me what to do, and I'll follow your instruction. So when you understand that, you listen to professionals. So this guy was algorithm everything. I so much knew that algorithm that one of my programs, I had to call it leadership algorithm. So that let us settle this thing once and for all. So business mastery is very important. But before we even start talking about the business mastery, you must understand what we call the self-mastery. You must master yourself. You must master your emotions. You must master the personality. Because look, no matter what happens in your department, whenever we brainstorm in your department, whatever we come up with at the brainstorming session, if you cannot comprehend it, we have wasted our time in that unit strategy session. Wasted our time. I mean, we're coming up with lofty ideas, but your mind cannot process it. Your brain cannot process it. You're so limited in your thinking that 2 nights, 2 days, or whatever day strategy session is wasted. And I always tell people this, any unit that you are leading, you are the strategy and you are the culture of that unit. And the CEOs here, you are the strategy and you are the culture of your organization. Anything that you can't take, anything that you have not built up yourself to the point that you allow people even become who they are, then that thing is a waste of time. I don't care how much you have spent on consultants to come up with all those things. If you can't comprehend it, you're gone. So self-mastery is important. Now, when we talk about self-mastery here, what does it really mean? How do we improve on my self-mastery or mastering myself? Stephen R. Covey wrote a book. It's called The 8th Habit, and it's a sequel to The 7th Habit of Highly Effective People. And in that 8th habit, he wrote there what he called the Greek formula for self-mastery. Greek formula for self-mastery. He mentions 3 things in that book, but when we looked at the book and analyzed it, we realized that it may not be that applicable to us in Nigeria. Because sometimes you read books from people who are over there and you bring it to Nigeria, you may get your fingers burnt. Now, you bring the principle from there and you contextualize it to the environment that you are in. For instance, that they will tell you that, what you just need to do is to bring up your idea, go into the market, and the market will make room for you. That's an American dream, not a Nigerian dream. The environment does not empower you here. Sometimes, those people, when they finish their MBA, as long as they are Americans, they are ready to give them funds. But you know that even if you finish your MBA, even if you're a professor, you still need your mother's death certificate and every house to be able to get a loan in Nigeria. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So it's quite different. And because I talk to I coach a lot of real estate entrepreneurs, I always tell people this, look, there is nothing Harvard can teach you that they will let you know the dynamics, the pain, the struggle that you will go through as a real estate practitioner when it concerns the Omonile. Sometimes you can buy a land in Nigeria. He said in this Lagos, they can give you the paper. You can sign. You can go and check it in Lagos State Land Bureau, and they say it's authentic. You have not bought the land, though. Hope you know that. How do you know you have bought the land? Put your signboard on that land and come back after 2 or 3 days. if the signboard is still standing, eh, you have bought the land. So if it's not standing, you need to go and meet the second family that has been fighting with the fourth family, and God help you if there's a third family. Do you understand what I'm talking about here now? So when you look at all those things, you realize that no matter what we learn over there, we must bring it down to what we're going through here. So looking at those things that they said, we have to stretch. After you've known thyself, know yourself. You know, Gen Zs. I know you've the whole way our ancestors were speaking English those days. So okay, know yourself. Let me correct myself. Know yourself. The next one is to love yourself. When you have discovered yourself, then you need to love what you have discovered. Because most of us, you will discover who you are, especially when you play this, when you go through this, what's it called, psychology, psychometrics stuff, the personality type, the DISC personality type. There's some things that you will discover. You discover your strengths and your weaknesses. So sometimes your weaknesses are speaking so louder than your strengths. And then you may not like what you have discovered. But you know what? That is the beginning of disempowerment. So once you've discovered it, then you need to love it. Then once you love it, then you move to the next stage, which is empower yourself. I'm used to that old English. Empower yourself. And in empowering yourself, you need to pay attention to four things. Four things. Number one, your thoughts. 2, your feelings. 3, your behavior. And 4, your environment. Number one, your what? Your thoughts. 2, your... No, talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Feelings. Number 3, behavior. Number 4, your environment. Now, if we are magnanimous enough to be kind to all those 4 factors, and we distribute the 100% equally to them, 25%, not being biased, not being, just let us be kind to everyone. Now you realize that environment only carries 25% impact on you. While you have 75% control of whatever happens to you. Because you can take control of your thoughts, you can take control of your feeling, and also your behaviors. And you know what? Those things are even actually connected. The way you think affects the way you feel. The way you feel has a way of impacting on your behavior. And your behavior, most of the time, impacts on your environment. And when we talk about the environment, it's not just about the aesthetics, the building. The environment is the way I perceive you. So you see, the way I perceive you will create the kind of environment that you like or you don't like. Hope you know that. And perception is very powerful. You know why perception is powerful? It doesn't mind. Perception does not mind how much you know. As long as perception does not perceive you know, you don't know. Did you get that? It does not mind. It does not, with all respect to Prof, please. I remember those days that I used to go from campus to campus from, from 2010-ish to 2016 on the bill of Etisalat those days. And I realized that a lot of people were a lot angry with the fact that they're paying me that amount of money. They were really angry. And then some professor also said, how can you be paying him this? This is our 3-month salary. So really, it is not just about what you know, it's about the way people perceive you to know. Perceive you to know. Now, also, I do a lot of charging when it comes to my profession, what I do, and people are wondering, why are you charging that much? I'm asking them, you to go and do your billboard in Ozumba and Badue, now know how I'm charging that much. When you do billboard in along the Lekki Ekpe stretch 3, you will have an idea how much this guy is paying to maintain the billboard every month. And they have been on those billboards right now for over 12 months. Perception. Are we together here? So the environment is all about perception. But you must think differently. And one of the ways to think differently, if you want to perform and you want to be a high flyer, is to control information through your 5 senses. Are we together here? You know we all have 5 senses. You know that? Yeah, good. Information comes through the 5 senses. There's a 6th one though, but I don't want to go into that, which is intuitiveness, which is not probably part of the 5 senses, but let us leave that. I don't want to get too spooky right now. So your 5 senses are very powerful. And the 2 most important of the 5 senses are your eyes and your ears. So look, if you can control what you see and what you hear to a large extent, then you will control the kind of information that you process. Are we together here? You know, there's something called the RAS. It's called the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system is like the gate man, layman's language right now, it's like the gate man to your mind. The reticular activating system does not allow all the information available around you to be processed by your mind. So the RAS sifts information. Those days when we learned about RAS, they said RAS is there are about 8 million bits of information coming at you at every point in time. That was when the internet was not around. Now just imagine now that the internet is around. Those days when they say it's 8 million bits of information, what they are saying, they say that knowledge increases every 18 months. We know that knowledge increases every 18 seconds now. Just imagine what it will do if your RAS is not functional. So the RAS only allows the information, some particular kind of information, to be processed by you, by your mind. And you know what gives the RAS? The code, or the ability to the pass, the codes that the information will now pass through for your mind to process it. You know what gives it? The RAS, the command? Your belief system. So whatever you believe, the RAS will allow the information to go through and to be processed by your mind. If the RAS breaks down, guys, you will not be sitting here right now. You probably will be at the left side of Yaba. Is this the left? Okay, yeah, there's still the left side of Yaba. Hope you know. You guys don't understand what I'm talking about. You may be there because your mind will be seeing a lot of things. When you see madmen around, they are saying some things. You also, the information are available, but your RAS is not just allowing you to see it. Are we together on that? So your thoughts, your thinking, control what you see, what you hear, and then you're good to go. That's why you cannot afford to be involved or be part of every program that comes on TV, every music that is being played around, and then you're wondering, why did my mood change? Your mood actually changed because you didn't pay attention to some wordings in those songs, and then they have turned your mood into a particular spot that you may not be able to recover from. Some of the programs that you watch, you need to control that. You control that, and then you control your thoughts. Remember, what you think affects how you feel, and that's where your self-esteem is. Self-esteem is the place of strength. Self-esteem is the place of energy, and you need energy to be able to survive. Mental energy, internal energy. Now, the biceps are good. The six-packs are good. The six-packs are good. Some of us who don't have six, we just have one. It's okay. No, I got one. I got six. You know, my trainer, I have a personal trainer that comes to my house. The guy was trying to make me have six. But I said, what's your problem? That's not the objective. The objective is that I want to stay fit. I'm not concerned about six packs. The guy was still going on and on. I told him, look, how long do you want to work with me? 3 months or 3 years? He said 3 years. So why are you trying to achieve a 3-year goal in 3 months? Calm down. I'm not trying to impress any girl again. Any girl that doesn't like this one back, leave me alone. My own is that I want to climb the stairs without breathing. Just leave me. Incremental stuff. But then, feeling, remember your thoughts, impacting your feeling will always affect your behavior. The way you carry yourself, the way you talk and everything depends largely on what you have been thinking. For instance, if you're thinking yourself as less, the possibility of you acting less is very high. Very high. So, but when you've dealt with your thought, you have the good feeling, you have the good self-esteem, nobody is superior to you, neither is anybody inferior to you. Are we together on that? You have that balance. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. So you come into the house, you come in with a great sense of respect to everybody, no matter their cadre, which is very important for you and your career progression. So that's the thought, and that's the behavior which eventually impact on your environment. I have a long way to go. I can't stay too much there. Remember, we said something about know yourself. Am I right? Know yourself, and then love yourself, and then empower yourself, and then the fourth one is you must what? Control yourself. That's where mastery is. You control what has been empowered, because power without control is a disaster. Power without control is like you're driving a Ferrari, that has no brake. You have a Ferrari, brand new Ferrari, but the brake is faulty. You will crash. You will crash because you will be taken away by the aura, the euphoria of the speed. And then when you're supposed to match the brake, you can't match the brake. You're gone. Both you, your Ferrari. Somebody said there's a point you get to that when you begin to speed, that even the angel that has been with you in the car will have to leave you on your own. So we need to pay attention to that control. And this is how you know whether you have controlled yourself. When money makes you lose or makes you feel less or more, you don't have control. You don't have control. Losing money makes you feel that you are being reduced because you lost money. You don't have control. Are we together on this? Come on, talk to me. I can stop now. I'm not talking. I'm not speaking on the script. I'm just trying to see how far I can go, because there's a change in plan. So that's that about control. Then you move to the next one, which is give yourself. Give. You want to master yourself? Then you must give. You must give. The strength of mastery is how many people you've been a blessing to. I tell you, you don't even understand the value that giving has. You don't understand it. You can never quantify it. So, giving yourself to some worthy adventure or venture right now is something that you need to embrace. Now, if you have a passion for something that you don't have the capacity to actualize, what I would advise you to do is to give yourself to somebody who is already actualizing that kind of passion. Give yourself to it wholeheartedly. And from there, you'll be able to build the capacity to be able probably to drive your own in the future. You must give yourself. Give. And please, try as much as possible to outgive anything that you are involved in. You outgive anything or anybody that you are involved in. And that's why most people don't get the best out of networking, because they take more from the network than they give to the network. If you take more from a network than you give to the network, you eventually become a parasite to the network. You don't become valuable. So you must give more to whatever you belong to, whoever you're connected with. You must give more to them than you taking from them or the network. And that has helped me greatly. Nobody, I'm just trying to scan. Nobody presently right now has been able to outgive me when it comes to giving. And I'm not talking about money here. I'm talking about talent, my time, and everything. Once you are treasurable to me, I make sure that I'll give you. And sometimes I need your help in some area, and I've measured what I've done in time past or probably in recent time, and I realize that I'll be asking for too much. I'd rather go through the pain than making that demand from you. I will probably give you some time so that I can make my investment in you before I come back to can come and ask for what? Those favors. So you must understand that. So giving, and then the sixth one, which is the last when it comes to self-mastery, is renewing yourself. Renewing yourself. Renewing yourself. Now for Nigerians, we need to pay attention to this very well. You need to have a time that you have to recalibrate. It is demanded that you have it at least once in a week. Once in a week. Now, your Sundays, especially because it's a public holiday, am I right, in Nigeria? public holiday. Saturday is a public holiday. Saturday, but sometimes, you have to do some O and beds. I've got some O and beds to attend right now. I've got my agbada in the car. From here, there, some nairas to spray, blah, 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 like that. No, don't worry, I'm conversant about the CBN stuff. You have to do it intelligently. But, it's still our culture. Because, giving you a 100,000 naira check is not as powerful as me spraying you 100,000 naira. It's got something. The one I sprayed is more valuable than the check I gave. So we have to find the middle ground in there. Hope you're not recording this so that CBN does not come for me. Are we together here? How did I get to CBN now? Okay, renew yourself. Renew yourself. So you must renew yourself. Spend time once, at least one in a month, a week. And most people don't understand that. I, for instance, try especially want to go out on Monday because I'm an entrepreneur. I try not to go out on Monday because sometimes my Sunday is busy, my Monday is busy. So my Saturday is extremely busy. But Monday I try not to go out. But you see, that Monday that I don't want to go out, there is so much clarity. So much clarity. So much rejuvenation. So much power being restored. And then when you see the things that I do, the crazy stuff that I do, in my industry, nobody does what I do. Nobody can even attempt it. Nobody, not in Nigeria, can attempt it. It's a no-no area. You have to be a Nigerian Beauty, or you be a Zenith, or the top 30 is the Nigerian Stock Exchange for you to be able to attempt what I'm attempting. As an individual, you can't try. And it's the place of Monday that I get my energy from. Sometimes you get the energy, you're not even so sure that it will work, but the energy keeps pushing you. And then it pushes you to the point that you now begin to see the pattern. I now see how this thing can work. I'm having a program next month in 3 cities in Europe. 3 cities in Europe. 50 room booked in London, 30 room books in Paris, 30 room books in Villamora. That's crazy stuff. After you booked all that, then you begin to get visas for the people. That's crazy stuff. But so far, so good. We've only had 5 rejections, which we're going to turn around. Because last year we had about 7 rejections that we turned around. So we're not even gotten to that 7 yet. So we're going to turn it around. We have over 30 people who have gotten their visas. Another 30 people don't need to get a visa. You can see the energy. I'm just trying to tell you the kind of results, the time, the demands that you spend one particular day in the week where you do nothing but get in touch with your inner self. Rest, think, pray, fast, no matter your religion. Pray, fast, stay there. For some of us, we may do a day. For some of you, you may not be able to do a day, but you can do few hours. Leave the hustling and bustle of the day. If God himself can take a day off, who are thou? Who are thou? So that's not about self-mastery, and then we go into relationship mastery. But that's not where I'm going. Relationship mastery, I think let me just keep speaking. How many minutes? You need to let me know when my, 5 minutes more. Never, I'm not looking at the time. Check the time again, No, I don't go listen. Check it again, I write it. Because I'm just flowing, No guides from the screen, no nothing. But I think you're enjoying it. Am I right? Good. So, remember we said something about talent. Am I right? Then talent and skills, then you do self-leadership. And in self-leadership, we mentioned self-mastery. We mentioned business mastery. We mentioned what? Relationship mastery. And that's where your emotional intelligence comes in. Look, if you're not emotionally intelligent, you cannot survive. You cannot survive because when you get into the office, you are the base, entry level. We look at 75% technical skills and 25% what? Relationship skills. By the time you get into the middle management or middle level, then it changes to 50-50. 50% people skills and 50% technical skills. But you move to the top of the pyramid, you know what happens? Then it changes entirely. So it's 75% people skills and 25% technical skills. So we are not so concerned of whether you know the job or not. What we are more concerned about is that how can you carry as many people along? How interactive are you with the people that you are leading or that are leading you? You cannot afford to be the one that is the problematic staff. No matter how exceptional you are, if the CEO knows the importance of corporate culture, he will have to sacrifice you, the most outstanding person, because you know what? You're being toxic in his organization or our organization. That's probably the sacrifice they will make, because for the long time reason. And so if you Real Madrid fans, you got some toxicity in that your dressing room, right? Some heady guys like that, they got to do something about it. But my prayer is that they don't even do anything about it. They should continue like that. There's one demonic proverb: if somebody's on does not spoil, somebody's on. By now, you should be able to know the club that I support. Are we together? So, relationship mastery. You must understand that. There's no time for me to go into all those details. Relationship mastery, you must understand, especially when you're a career person. You must understand what we call the stakeholders analysis. There are some people in your office that are stakeholders. Any attempt for you not to embrace it and understand that, you are endangered. Look, I didn't know whether Prof has said it before. Let me just say, look, there's a particular position you can never get to with your hard work, your intelligence, and every of those things. The only way you can get there is through relationship. Board membership, you don't get to board membership. The best you can become is general manager. By the time you see somebody who's an executive director in an organization, he was recommended. He was referred. Look, nobody gets to the top. Everybody is brought to the top. Somebody must bring you. And that's why your relationship mastery is important, and understanding the stakeholders analysis. And for those of you who did project management, you do this stakeholder stuff only for projects. People like us who don't do project management, we do this stakeholder stuff for us to get advantage. The best guy does not get the best job. Hope you know that. It's the best guy with the best relationship. I think the Igbos call it Umamadu. Am I right? Yeah. Person who know. We know somebody. So I'm working hard. Okay, we shall see. Along with your working hard, you better be working hard on relationships. And then when it comes to stakeholders analysis, there are two things that they look out for. Number one, power and interest. One, power. Two, interest. Power and interest. Now, when you put the people in your organization, how do you know the stakeholders? You look at the stakeholders, people who are powerful. Anybody who is powerful is a stakeholder. Now, you see, they could be so powerful that they are even your junior. Because some of them are powerful because they are the secretary to the decision maker. That makes them a gatekeeper. They're saying, this junior, stupid, we shall see. Your file will come, but you will not leave my. You will even be seeing it. How will you not pass this thing? He has a lot of things on his table. After a while, your file will be, it's at the bottom, and it has come up, they'll put it back in the bottom. Say, this useless person, he doesn't know how to greet. Somebody who is a secretary, you are 10,000, some levels are above the person, but the person will not allow your file to go up. So when you talk to power, it's not just position, it's not just anybody. You have to be smart. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Somebody who has, the guy who's got algorithm tendencies is more powerful than you that don't even know how to spell it. So if you need some algorithm in your life, you have to go talk to this guy, and that's power on its own. And then the second one is interest. Now, how does this work? There are 4 categories of people in that is a quadrant. There are 4 categories of people in that quadrant. Now you have someone who is not powerful, 0 power or minus P, and then they are not interested in you, minus high. Those ones are not stakeholders. But if I were you, building my career, I will pay attention to them. Because in as much they are not powerful and they are not interested in you, does not mean they can be powerful tomorrow. So I need to stay close to them, keep them on my radar, greet them in the morning when I'm going, and greet them. Anytime I meet anybody, you have to be generous with your greetings. You can't just tighten your face. I'm not going to greet you. Why is your face strongly like this? Hard like this, strongly hard, just to hard like this, and that's how my face is. So you better go and do something about that face, because it won't pay you. I don't know whether you guys saw something on Facebook so many years back of a lady who was locked up in the refrigerator for the fisheries or something, that was only saved because she greets. Because whenever she's coming in, the janitor, she greets the janitor, and then when she's leaving, she greets the janitor, and the janitor has always been looking forward to it. So she greeted when she was going in, but when everybody closed, the janitor couldn't close. No, there's something wrong here. There's somebody, she has not greeted me going out. In other words, the guy was looking forward to it. Probably he has not been greeted before by his wife and everybody. So that's probably, because for him to remember, no, this lady has not greeted me going out. So they start to find, and then they realize that she has accidentally locked herself in the cold room. She will have just frozen up to the next day. The greeting of a janitor that has got nothing to do with her promotion was what saved her. So not powerful and not interested, you better pay attention to them. Then let us move to the next category of people. The next category of people are people who are not powerful, but they are interested in you. Some of them are your family members. They want you to succeed, but there's nothing they can do about it. They pray for you, but everybody prays. They love you. They want your success. They are interested in you. Sometimes there's some people around your life right now that you are probably trivializing their relationship because they are not powerful. You will kill yourself in the future if you don't pay attention to those people. Anybody that is showing interest in you, you must show interest in them back. You must give them the attention that is needed, because I'm talking from experience. There's a particular guy in this country. 15, 20 years ago, he was interested in me, he was not powerful. But now, he's mega powerful. Not politically, financially, mega powerful. Thank God I paid attention to him, sir. He will come to my house, then he will be sitting there, he will be taking notes as I'm talking and everything. 15, 20 years ago. Then I lost touch with him, and I was trying to apply on program, and then they told me this guy is somewhere, blah, blah, blah. I said, I don't know him, because his face and his company was not tied together. So, I said, no, you know him, he's your boy. I said, my boy. I can revive my boy. No, don't bring that one here. So now showed me his boy. I said, is he him? Richard? I said, yes. I said, yeah. Who gets his number? I had to locate his number. I called him, he didn't pick up. I sent him a text, he called me back. I said, oh God, where have you been? And then he said, you know what? Whenever you're on the highland, no, I live on the mainland. They say people who live on the mainland, we're on the wrong side of town. Hope you didn't hear that. No, don't mind them. They say we're on the wrong side of town, but when they're going to the airport, out of the country, they come to the wrong side of town. When you say, when you're on the highland, please, you can Let us see. I said, are you going to be in the office tomorrow? I said, yes, I'm coming tomorrow. Why should you waste time? Your boy has become a man. You need to quickly see the boy. No, sorry, the man. Then I sat down with him, and then this guy, he kind of made a fool of me, somehow, not intentionally. He will now bring out the notes. Sir, you remember what you were telling us? You see, I wrote it down. I was not wondering. So, what I told you, that you utilized, gave you all these things that I'm saying. And I wonder, why didn't I utilize what I said? That was what was going on in my mind when he was talking. He was telling me about his receivables, the billions, blah, 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 blah. So at the end of the day, after I was intimidated, not intentionally, that sometimes some people will share some testimony with you. It won't really impress you. It will depress you. Not really depression like that. Not that you're not happy for them, but you know, want to go, boy. How is my own like this? I'm never told this guy. And then, as we're going, heading to the door, I say, sir, you can't just go like that. Can I have your account number? I like that. But as a Yoruba boy, I was not forming. No, Richard, that's not why I came. That's not the reason why I came. But deep down inside me, I was praying, keep insisting. And it was really insisting. It's Yoruba people that will come and greet you in your house. They say, what would you like to eat? They say, no. You better bring food out too. Especially if they are your in-law. Yoruba culture is that you don't ask your visitor what would they eat. Is that how you give them what? You say rice or eba? Or just bring something out. Because when you say, what will you eat? You say, nothing. I'm okay. You are finished though. Oh, in-law. Don't try it. So when he insisted, I gave him my account number. And then when he sent the thing, but it was not allowed to. It was not alarm. It was earthquake. Now this was around 2011 or 2012. No, I'm telling you the date. So that number one, you will know I finished spending the money. So the money is not remaining in my account. When he sent the money like that, it was earthquake. You know how your phone is on silent and then the money will now enter your phone will now vibrate everywhere and now drop. And when it will drop on the floor, it's still somersaulting and everything. That's exaggeration. He sent me 7.5 million around that time. And then a week or two later, he added 2.5 to it. He probably felt it was not rounded very well. Since that day, there was a mistakenly sent me a text message. I said, this is a message, not be my own. I said, sorry, sir. And then we got talking. I said, what project are you doing right now? I said, my project, 4 million. I said, consider 25% from me. I sent him a text, you know what? Whatever text you are sending, whether it's my own or not, just be copying me. 2012, just imagine. Just imagine if I pushed him aside. Just imagine if I have not paid attention to him when he was not powerful, but he was very interested in me. It was 20 years or 25 years, he would be around probably jumping somewhere here, trying to make sure that my slide is working. So let's move on to the next set of people. The third one is the people who are powerful, but they are not interested in you. Remember the first one? No power, no interest. The second one, no power, but interest. The third one is power, no interest. Now, those are your target audience. And most of the people you have in your offices that would decide your appraisal are in that category. Anybody that can make you +1 or -1 has power in anything that you do. That can make you +1 or -1 or keep you where you are. That's power. Now it is now your job to now manage how you are perceived, whether they will like you or not like you. Now, before you start playing politics and trying to be a sycophant around them, make sure that whatever I'm going to say here comes with productivity. Because when you meet somebody who is very objectively sound, and when you're trying to be close to them, they will know that you're a sycophant because they can see that there is no objective, there's no productivity around you. Are we together on that? So make sure you're sound. Make sure you're meeting your goals. Make sure you're achieving as much as you can in the office. And then after that, then you now begin to look at this particular person. Now, how can I get close to him? How can I ignite the interest? Then you now begin to pay attention to his or her area of concern. His or her area of concern. I live here right now. Some people come and meet me. Niyi, want to do this, want you to do this for me. I will not pay attention to you. I will be smiling, no. I know how to do that. Political smile. Sorry, diplomatic smile. I even give you my number. Just like you call, you send messages, and I won't reply. Because I can't reply everybody. I won't get to where I am right now. But there are some people that will come and tell, I've checked your website. It's not interactive enough. I'm going to say something what I've done for somebody. I'm showing the interactiveness. Your website does not have, it's not AI compliant. Well, I would say, that person will call me, I won't pick up. Pick up. Area of concern. You have seen a gap in what they are doing and you're offering solution. You will get the person's attention. So always look for gaps and look for what you can supply. Now, you may not even be the one that has the skill. But you know somebody that's got the skill that can bring in the skill to this person and then make the person better. Because that's the only time they can pick up your phone, because you're not a parasite again. You're now an asset. You're now an asset. Then the last set of people is what we call the powerful and the interested. Those are your stakeholders. They make you invincible. They make you invincible. They make you untouchable. They make you more than you are. Because look, whatever you know is always amplified by the people you know. That is why when you want to meet someone, be careful about the person that introduces you to the person. Because anybody that introduces you, you don't have the pedigree and the brand that is strong enough, they equate you to the person that introduced you. Did you get that? These are heavy stuff. You see, me, I have a bias. I only like talking to CEOs. I try to talk to career people. You can see I'm struggling to talk to career people now. I'm always going back to talking to the CEO. I'm struggling. Can you feel it? You can't feel the struggle. It's a struggle. But anyway, the person that introduces you is very, very important. Very, very important. So you have to make sure that you're building quality. And when somebody says, I know this person, in what level do you know this person? How much of respect? You don't ask the person, how much of respect? You have to do that analysis. How much of respect does this person have for you that you want to introduce me? If the person has no value, but they just keep him around, and he now introduces you, you have more pitches to make to convince me that you are not like the person that is introducing you. So, you have to look at who are the people introducing you. But your stakeholders are your stakeholders. They will amplify what you know. I don't joke with my stakeholders. I do not joke with my stakeholders. When I tell people that we reversed visas, you think I'm that strong. Have anybody been rejected, have you refused a UK visa before? Right here, you know what they say in the letter? You have no right of appeal and no administrative review. Even with that, we reviewed. Someone, oh, Niyi must know. No. I'm not that powerful. It's relationship that made me strong. And relationship was invested in, seriously invested in. If you have been seeing my billboard, you see me and one man like that on Ozumba, by the way. Although the billboard may go on Monday or Tuesday. No, I know my time is up. 1 minute more, I will no time again. Just say it, don't worry, don't be too official. Eh? 5. You are generous. You're generous. If you see my billboard, you see him there. Lord Hastings. I mean, you know what? I had a program in Dubai, 2020. Somebody came to the program in Dubai. We couldn't do 2021 because of COVID. So we did 2022. The person said, I will introduce you to someone. So that person introduced me to that person. So I invited the second person and the first person together. Serious investment of business class. So the second person came and said, what you're doing is great. You must meet somebody. So he also introduced me to someone. So we're now going to Doha, 2023. So I invited the new, is it introducee or introduce, whatever it is, you understand? And then the other 2 people to Doha. And then the third person got to Doha. Said, Niyi, you need help. I said, yes, sir, I do. I'll introduce you to somebody. And they now gave me 2 lords. I now did my research. They wanted me to invite the 2. But common sense and your pocket should tell you that you may not have the strength for that. He said one of them, whenever he's going to anywhere, he flies 2 private jets. One for his bodyguards to go ahead of him. And then the second one, he will now come. Once he said that, my brain started working. Even if they don't say I should pay them, what if they say I should fuel the jet? And then when somebody is flying 2 private jets, that means all the pilots has to be accommodated, not on his bill. All the bodyguards, and you know bodyguards, the way they eat. So he now said the second one, very simple, that one doesn't have private jet, he only flies. I said, let me grab this one. It's only business flights, a business ticket that I will buy. So that one came to Doha 2023. Am I right now? 2023? Yeah, 2023. Yeah. 2024. Just go along with me. I'm very, very appalling when it comes to dates. It came the next year. It came the year. The 4th one. And guess what? The 3rd person, the 2nd person, and the 1st person that started the whole reaction. I bought their business ticket to come. Now you see this Lord Hastings. After we brought him to Doha, we now brought him to Lagos. And then, like I said, the rest is history. Sent a letter to the High Commission that is inviting some people to come to the House of Lords, that he wants to meet with them. And the High Commissioner replies him, and we are copied. So a channel of communication had been opened. So we protest, we explain further, and interesting is the people who are collecting visa right now, they call them. You know they don't call people. They just refuse. Visiting visa, they refuse. They give. Now they call to ask them more questions. Why? Because one man. And look, it may look as if that the thing is expensive to bring all these people to connect with them. Sometimes being creative with connection does not involve that much money. Sometimes it could be that expensive, or sometimes it could not. Let me give you a good example. When we got to Doha, and I came down from the aircraft, I saw that there were some people that they came to pick with the sedan cars, the saloon cars, and we went into the bus. You know, they have this The interesting thing, they say business class, economy and everything, although we went to business, but I was looking at who are the people that they came to pick at the tarmac. So I got to the hotel and was now asking, what kind of special treatment is that? Are they royals? They said they are not royals. So. They said anybody can do it. I said anybody. How much? Prof, $150. I am serious there. Long time. Good to see you. $150. I booked for all my speakers. All. And you know, Lord Estin came to the door and then they picked him up from the tarmac. He's wondering, who is this Niyi boy? From the tarmac. And then he didn't see immigration. They took him, sat him somewhere, took his papers, went to stamp it, do it, everything, and then they ushered him out. And then because it was the hotel that we paid to do all those things, the shuffle driven car from the hotel was already waiting for him. So, what's it called? Qatar Airways handed him over to Marriott. Marriott took over from there, put his luggages in the car, and then drove him straight into his, so when I say drove him straight into, think that the car went there. What I mean is that they drove him to the airport, sorry, to the hotel. He did not see reception. He did not see the receptionist. From the car straight into his room, and guess what? The room has been decorated, and you see, all this while, I've not even seen him. Perception. He wants to know how to do this FCC thing very much. He has not seen. So when I saw him, it was more like, oh, give me old knees, thank you. I now brought him to Nigeria. My own base. When he came down like this at your festival, and your people greeted him. And my program, look, forget it, my program, nothing come close to my program in Nigeria. You have not seen that kind of program in Nigeria. Trust me on that. Believe me. Once you get into my program, you enter the door like this, you must stop first. You can't just walk in and go and take your seat. No, not possible. When you enter, you stop. Wait, what is this? Then you now catch your breath. And then you go and take your seat. And then while you are taking your seat, you are humble for 5 minutes, trying to soak in the atmosphere. And then when Lord Hastings came, we walked in together and there was fireworks on the stage. And we were waving like politicians. You know what? So that I can prep him. And luckily for I knew I was coming to London. I wanted him to host me. But I didn't tell him this is what I wanted him to do. When he heard I was in London, coming to London, he said, I would like to host you people at the House of Lords. So when you see me boasting that we reversed visa, it's because of relationship mastery. I hope with these few words of mine, I've been able to improve your career. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. You can sit down. A round of applause for Prince Niyi Adesanya. So he's still an honorary doctor, by the way, but then, I mean, the Prince is even more suitable, so that, we put the tone of culture to it. Please, what can I say? So much has been said. Powerful stuff. Self-mastery, business mastery, relationship mastery, big stuff, right? But because of our time, we're going to go to the Q&A session now. Sir, Prince, sit down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can sit. Which should just be for 10 minutes. You know how we do it, but in case you just joined us here. I'd like to say you're welcome. Um, Allow me to take this moment also to welcome Mrs. Adenike Nwokorocha. Did I get it right? Nwokocha. Please, a round of applause for her. She's one of our guest speakers. Thank you so much, Ma, for coming in. Also announced that Prince Niyi Adesanya, but then you won't find Prince on that book. Oh. Yeah, again, because now I want to announce some of the books that, I'm finding it hard to say Niyi Adesanya. Okay. I'm going to announce some of the books that Mr. Niyi Adesanya brought, some of those which he has written. I'll be mentioning the titles, and the reason why I'm even announcing that now is so that, some of us would have questions, and of course, getting any of this book can actually answer some of those and even other questions that we might have, because, of course, he writes out of the abundance of knowledge of what he knows, he has practiced, he's experienced, and, of course, from those abundance too, he speaks. So we have the book, The Speaker, and there is another one called Game Changer, The Leadership Quadrant, that's another one, and then Grow, which, of course, is going to be very suitable for all, career people and professionals, So these 4 books are available at the book, stand outside. So please feel free, check it out, buy, and, boost your knowledge base on the specific topics. All right, so the question and answers. If you have a question, please just kindly wave your hand. I'll identify you, and then we'll have someone get a mic across to you for you to ask directly. We are aware that we are streaming live, of course, and people online, you might have a question. We earlier announced that you follow the WhatsApp channel of the Executive Talk Show platform. If you haven't, please start following us there. The idea is that you can drop your questions on the platform on social media, and answers will be gotten across to you through the WhatsApp channel. Not necessarily in the course of this program. It could even be post-event, but we would work to address each questions that are sent in. Thank you very much. So, anybody in the house, questions? Oh, comprehende, okay. Thank you. We have a lady here. Please, your name, the sector where you operate.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aisha, and I work in telecoms. You mentioned something about the different categories of stakeholders, powerful and not interested, and things like that. At what point in our career do we know which one to prioritize? Because I assume that different points in careers, you have to prioritize different categories of these stakeholders. So at what point in careers do we know which one to prioritize? Thank you.
Number one, you prioritize all of them from the beginning. You can't choose one. You don't want to grow before you start talking to the people who are powerful and interested. I think the first thing, what I would advise you to do is that first, when you get into the organization, look, it's a pyramid. At the base, what we look at for is your technical know-how. Now get good at what you do. Be exceptional at what you do. Understand the processes that get the job done. Now be the go-to person at that level. So once you have mastered productivity, you have mastered performance, then you now start looking at probably the people who are, stakeholders. See, all the other, not powerful and not interested, they are not stakeholders though. All the not powerful but interested, they are still not stakeholders. Your stakeholders are the people who have power. And the ones that are on your side are the ones who have power and are interested in you. Now, there's no amount of English you can speak to me trying to get my attention, especially when I've dealt with my low self-esteem and I don't need your praise. Although, don't get me wrong, I need your praise, but I don't feast on your praise. So, that means that you have to show me productivity for me to be interested in you. Let me give you a good example. I was at a party and somebody walked up to me and said, Niyi, blah, blah, this and that. We want you to mentor and everything. I'm a fine person. When you say that to me, like I said, I don't take you serious. So because we're at the party, we're sitting on the same table. I just told him to tell me more about himself. Then he said, you know what? He's into IT, has done over 21 certifications. 21 certifications? And he was rolling those things out. I don't even understand those things he was rolling out. Then I was telling myself inside me, internally, that it's me that need mentoring from this guy. But automatically, you know what? Because he has improved on himself, I was interested in him. Now, if you get my book, The Speaker is one of the people that contributed. His name is Chidima Iwe. At the point in time, he became the chief technology officer for different brands in Nigeria. Do you understand? So you can see that somebody got better and was now looking for a relationship to get even more better. So process, understanding the technicalities of what you do, and you must be good at it. If you're looking for a relationship to promote you to somewhere that you're not good at, you're a fraud, and it won't work. Are we together? I hope that settles it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have space for 2 more questions. Okay, 2 more. So we have a lady there, we have a lady here, and then we have a guy there. So I think we'll just take the 3.
Good afternoon. Timilane, and I'm an IT professional. So, my question is, maybe you are in an environment where you've created a relationship there, but your mindset has gone beyond that. Like, you're growing. You know, you've grown, and you're like, anytime you go back to that environment or discussion, or to that place, it doesn't feel like you anymore. Like, you've gone beyond there, and it's like it's bringing you back to what you are not anymore, or to what you've grown beyond. So how do you still keep those relationships and like still guard your mind, your thought, your mindset, and not lose yourself back to what?
Very easy. You know what? There's something called the Pareto principle. You spend 80% of your time to 20% of the people who give you 80% of your result.
Okay.
Hope I'm not too fast.
Maybe.
Okay.
Please, can you go again?
80% of your time with 20% of the people who give you 80% of your result.
Okay.
So you should spend more time with the room that is bigger than you, and less time with the room that makes you shrink. Because I won't tell you to automatically or 100% discard the people that you grew up with. Look, like they said, that even a bad child has his own day. I'm just trying to translate a Yoruba proverb. So you may still need them. There was a time, let me just crack the joke, it just came to me. There was a time I used to go to the prison to go and preach to people there. So many years back, so I was on the bus, and the conductor was harassing me. And I can't fight. If you look at me, I'm a softie. The conductor was harassing me, was abusing my father, my mother. I couldn't even talk. But somehow, there was a guy sitting in front. Because the way the conductor was showing me, they bought my mama well, kiniko. He would show me at the gate. The guy just looked back. And lo and behold, how God sent helpers. He was one of these people I used to preach to in the prison. We sit down together, we praise and worship, we share bread. I just say, hey, my pastor. I was now begging him not to deal with the conductor. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say now. In as much as it's not a place I want to be, it's not the kind of people I want to be with, but they also have their own days. So you don't discard them, because when you discard them, you become, they tag you arrogant, and you don't want to be that. So what you do is that 80% of your time over there with a bigger room, because every one of us must get to rooms that are bigger than you. If you don't go to rooms that are bigger than you, can never be big. You can never. You go to a room that makes you feel a little bit stupid with all the things that you know. Not that would depress you, they will inspire you to do more. So I think that solves you. You're into IT. You see the lady in red in front of you? In front of you. That's Kemi. She's somebody that you need to connect with. Kemi, stand up. Kemi came with me. She's strong. IT. I mean, IT, and you raise money for people venture and everything. So why am I saying that? So when I leave here, instead of you coming to meet me that I should mentor you, that's your mentor. And I said that because she just walked in and you're talking about IT. And look, guys, let me just add it to it. You must look for mentors. I don't have time to teach about mentoring. Mentoring is your easy access to big rooms. Easy access to big rooms. There's this guy, I don't know, how many of you know Praise for Owe? Praise for Owe, okay. Some of you know Praise for Owe. 2005, I was going for a meeting. Praise for Owe said, "Sir, can I just go with you?" I said, "Why not?" So I'll just be observing, I'll be helping you take notes. So when we got into the room, I was meeting with two editors, Azubike Sikwen and Simon Kolawole. So I sat down with them, and I had to introduce the person that came into the room with me. This is Praise for Owe. He writes on sex, family life, blah, 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 blah. And then Simon Kolawole said, It was a light bulb moment. I've been looking for somebody to write on sex. It was the editor of This Day, Saturday This Day. I've been looking for somebody. That's how Praise for Owe became a columnist by just saying that, let me go with you to that meeting as an observer. Even till tomorrow, I'm not a columnist. But Praise for Owe got it. So you need to understand, young people, how to serve without necessarily looking for monetary gain. Like I said in my teaching, you have to give to your network more than you get from your network. Two other questions and then I will run because I have to go and dance my one party. Got to do something as an Ijebu blood.
Yes. Good day, everyone.
I've answered your question, eh? No.
Good day, everyone. My name is Esther.
You know what? Just move out this way. Come out this way. Okay, good.
Yes. My name is Esther. I am a student.
Move back a bit. Move back a bit. Keep talking.
This should be okay. Yeah, my name is Esther. I am a student of LASU, an engineering student. You mentioned something about networking and then giving more than you're taking from your networker. Now, in case where this person you're trying to network with is a very big person in the industry and you are still growing, you're still learning, you're still developing, and you have little to offer to this person.
You actually have nothing to offer him for now. Let me just cut you. Okay, are you done with the question? How do you connect with the person?
Yes. So it doesn't look like you're a pest or something.
No, you're actually a pest. I just want to be frank with you. You will never connect with the person. If you connect with the person, you just put in a place where you cannot even get too much from him. Now, there's a place of observation. There's a place of proximity. Because, sometimes people think that when you are around someone, what you get from the person is what they say. No, it's not about what they say. It's about the energy that is in the room. There's always energy in the room. When people who have accomplished great stuff are in a room, just sitting there, even if you don't pay attention to what they are saying, there's something it does to you. People don't understand. Energy is everywhere. So, it will, because you can't even understand the language he's speaking. Right now, you want to pass your exam. He doesn't even know how to write exams. Eh? So what you do is to look for somebody. Let's just explain this way. You're on level 1. This guy is on level 1000. Your language is different. What you are going through, he does not understand again. So what you look for is somebody who is at level 10. Because within his circle, he's at level 1000. There's somebody who is within his circle who is at level, let's say 500, who is connected to somebody who is at level 100. And the guy who's at level 100 has somebody within his own category, his own circle that is at level 10. That is who you need. Because you need that one to take you into the gathering of the hundreds. And then if you have done so well, and then you are standing, and then your mannerism, your language, and then the way you comport yourself and do stuff appeals to him, they can take you to the room of 500. And in the room of the 500, most of the time, the guy from the 1000 can always come to the room of the 500. And then you meet the person. And then if you have done your pitch very well, like I said, you've figured out his area of concern. And then from your engineering skills, so to say, you can offer him 1 or 2 things. What he will always say is that whenever the level 500 is coming to see him, they should always bring you along. Or you will tell the level 500 that whatever we're doing, this girl needs to be part of it. So you're closer to the person. But if you want to say, how do I connect, give him gift and everything, there's nothing. What gift you want to give him? I've not even finished paying your school fees. Hope you understand. That's just being practical. So you have to look at that and then look at people within the circle that can take you to all those places. And don't try to look for somebody. For instance, now, can I connect with Dangote? I don't know yet. Yeah, for instance, I've been trying to get Femi Otodola on my platform. I tried him, Elumelu. They didn't accept. You know why? They first look at you on social media. And then later we realized that there are 3 levels or 4 levels that you must cross before they accept your invitation. And I always tell my people, we are trying our best, we are trying our local. Because Elumelu that sits down with King of Saudi Arabia, sit down with King of Dubai. He now wants you to come and speak to 700 people in Lagos. It has to be something added to it. So we knew that we have to work hard, make some noise. That's one of the reasons why we are putting billboards in Lagos. He will be passing one of these, he will be seeing, how is this boy Niyi? Is that the boy that invited me? We'll capture him. So I know that levels are different. But again, once you become an outstanding person in your own field, no matter who you are number 1 or you are at the top. And once that field starts becoming recognized, you may not be as successful as him or anybody, but because you are that high level, top 1%, it's always easy for you guys to connect. Last question.
Good afternoon, Sam. Good afternoon, everyone. So, my name is Emmanuel. I'm a tech person.
What is it about tech people here? Is it a tech event? Tech, innovation is the new thing. Don't let us take us out of our destiny. Innovation is making everything better. Once you are innovative, you will always be relevant in the tech stuff. Good.
So my question is, you talk about giving. So I'm someone that naturally goes out of his way to help people resolve their problem without maybe asking for payment just to maintain relationship.
How old are you?
I'm 34, sir.
You need payment. Okay, go ahead.
So at the end of the day, I will feel like I'm being used, because when I eventually ask for the payment, the kind of response I do receive sometimes, like it's something very discouraging. Like it's not just those kind of response. So my question is, how can one manage the situation and still maintaining the relationship without you feeling used? And secondly, I have another question. I have a colleague at work. The company employed him as an intern. So they employed him, and there were 5 people in his department. So he developed his skills over time, and at the end of the day, those people in his department, they resigned, and he's now the only one in his department, and he's handling the role of 5 people. He's the only one. Just because he developed his skills, they decided not to employ other people. He work on the website, do graphics, create content, and other things. So I feel, is it that developing skills is, I don't know how to, but I just hope you understand.
Let me just address it, because I know people are already murmuring and everything, blah, 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 like that. Look, if I was to talk to that guy, I would tell him to keep it up. Take all the responsibility. But if I were to talk to his bosses, I would tell them something different. That they're about to work that guy out and he may leave them very soon. But he's gaining experience. He's getting better. Because no matter what he has given in that organization, the day he gets a better offer, he will be way better than most of his colleagues. So if I were going to talk to you, I'll tell him to stay there. If I'm going to talk to his bosses, I'll tell them they're being stupid for making him work 5 people's work without giving him a raise, a very substantial raise, and getting him probably an assistant. So, it's a different people, different advice. So tell him to keep it up. You will pay him in the future. He must be a young guy.
He's very young.
Very young, yeah, he needs it. Let him work. There's a guy who is doing very well in tech right now. Very, very well. He was 20 or 21, so many years back. He was working with Microsoft. So he came to meet me, and he said he wanted to resign. I said, you must be stupid. Microsoft. Don't let me hear that from you again. Stay there. Then I turned and asked, how old are you? He said 21. I said, resign. Immediately, without thinking about it. Because it's good. I told him resign. Why? 21? You can't experiment. You, 34, you can't. 21, 20, 22, experiment. Go anywhere. Resign. He can even say come back to that Microsoft later, but he didn't. He's doing very well right now, very, very well. So a 21, a young guy, let him work there. He's gaining experience. You see what he's doing there, he will never get it elsewhere. But if you know his bosses, I cannot do that. And the first question that you asked, how do you start charging? I can't help you. Because like I told you, it's all about perception. You have always been perceived as someone, no, not even free. They just did not see too much value. They see value, but they don't think that the value is enough to monetize. Number one, probably is the way you carry yourself, the way you talk, and everything. I don't have the time to diagnose that now. So what I would advise you to do is not to provide solution to anybody again for the next 3 months. But let them be seeing that you are doing a course online. That's what you posted. When they call you, you said, no, you can't do that now because you have to probably turn around some assignments. And let them know the kind of assignment you are turning around. And when they say, I can't even do that, you don't know. If you know how much I paid for this course, what are you doing? You are trying to program their mind. I'm coming back. Do that for 3 to 6 months. And then when they now call you and say, you now build them, and say, why? I just did the course, so if you know how much I did the course, and then it can change the game for you a little bit. Thank you. God bless you guys. Now you can see that my advice to all of them is not book. It's not book advice. It's street sense. Me, I'm street. How do we win on the street? Prof, at the school people. We are at the streets. And then when you now combine school and street, you now become street credible. Thank you and God bless you.
A round of applause for Prince Niyi Adesanya. Thank you so much for such a wonderful session. We're still at the Executive Talk Show 3.0 platform, and it's really been a mind-blowing experience in terms of the insights we've been getting.